My name is Carson Eckerd, and here's my story.
Senior year, indoor season, 4x8, state championships, Liberty University. Get to the line, thinking, wow, first opportunity in my career to captivate on everything that I've done and come home with a state championship. Not only for myself, but the three other guys in this race with me that put in all this time and effort as well. And super nervous, as you can tell there. You know, shaking at the line, had to restart it, but come off strong, and I'm feeling great. First 100 meters, I'm flying. Down the back stretch. And I'm just thinking, wow, this is amazing. But really, none of this is possible without going back to 2017. Well, I probably already know what you're thinking. You're going to say, well, Carson, this doesn't look like it's from 2017. And I'm going to tell you that it's not from 2017. That was my 6th grade year. And back then, I basically had no footage of me running or competing whatsoever. Tried out for track. And tryouts went okay. My best placement in tryouts was 3rd place in the mile. I think I ran like 6:08 or something like that in 6th grade. And right away I was actually I didn't make the team. The roster came out and I was waiting for my number to be called, and I just didn't make the team. And I was like, well, that really sucks. But I knew that I had so much more in me and I couldn't just be stopped that easily. So I went up to the middle school track coach and I asked her to be on the team. And she said, Carson, I like your spirit, but that's usually not how it works. And so I got sent back home, and well, about a week later I got a call from the school, and it was the track coach, and she said that somebody dropped out and I got a spot on the team. And I was thrilled. It finally felt like something in my life where I was accepted in. And it kind of all unraveled from there. When I say I ran somewhere in the 5:30s, 5:40s in the mile that year. And so yeah, that was probably the very beginning of So we move on to 2018. And if you're wondering what this race is, it is the 2025 East Coast Relays 1500. I decided to redshirt and compete unattached this year. And this is my most recent race. But anyways, 2018, same scenario. No race footage. But essentially had a good 6th grade year. And outdoor track rolls around the following year. There was no cross country at my middle school, so it was just outdoor track. And I super confident this time. Walk into tryouts, it's a breeze. I think I crush it. Run a nice mile time, run a nice 800 time. Don't know exactly what it is, but doing well. Make the team. And I do pretty well this year. I think I run 5:29 in the mile or something like that. And so, I mean, yeah, I'm like, wow, I'm pretty good at this. I beat one of the guys that I looked up to a while and wanted to be for a while, and that was kind of my goal for the year, and I accomplished that. And yeah, satisfied with another year. So move on from that.
So, eighth grade year, I actually decided to stop running track to pursue football. Um, I was always a pretty athletic person, and so I tried to kind of diversify myself between different sports. Played soccer, played basketball, played football, swam a little bit when I was younger, and I grew a little bit my eighth grade year, or at least before that, and I was like, hey, I'm getting pretty good at this football thing. Why don't I try it out? So I decided to stop running track, which is probably wasn't the best idea. And I played football, made the football team my eighth grade year.
And that was short lived because I broke both my arms in a span of 6 months. We move on to freshman year. So, what you're watching right now is my first ever race in high school. It was at College of William and Mary in Williamsburg, Virginia. Um, After breaking both my arms in a span of 6 months, I decided that football was no longer going to be in my cards because I didn't want to have to deal with any more injuries. And it was just something I had to accept. And so went back to track, and well, my high school coach was like, well, if you're running track, you might as well run cross country. So I was like, okay, well, why don't I try out this thing? And gotta be honest, I wasn't that excited in the beginning, but well, I, was never afraid to try out new things. So uh, this race is like a JV race, and I'm pretty sure it was very slow. Um, I don't know what the winning time was, but I can tell you what my time was, and it was 22 minutes and 19 seconds for a 5K. So yeah, so I was not good at all freshman year. The one thing that I found out that I was good at was progressing, and you'll see a similar pattern throughout my whole high school career, and that's pretty much tend to PR pretty often in my high school career. If not consecutive races, it'll be a race where I'll PR, and it'll be a slow race the next one, and I'll usually win that, and then I'll PR the next one. It just depends on the field. But yeah, I'm just always was getting better. But we'll save that further down the road. But yeah, ran 22:19, and then 4 days later ran 20:53, and then a few weeks later ran 20:49, and then 3 days later ran 20:25, and then a week later ran 19:42, and then 4 days later ran 19:40, and then the regional championships I came like 86th or something. Ran 19:59. So yeah, so that was freshman cross country. And then we move on to indoor season, and I ran 5:30 in the mile, and that was the only mile time. So I actually deprogressed from 5:29 my 7th grade year, but then again, keep in mind I took a whole year off of track year prior to that. And then the 1K I ran 3:20 twice, and then 3:11. So yeah, I think I ran a 4x8 in there somewhere, but I can't remember what the split was. But yeah, that was my indoor season. And then, well, I'm gonna tell you that something would change the world forever uh, after my indoor season, and yeah, would really set me back. So, if you're looking at the year, yes, this was the year of COVID. 2019, 2020, even a little into 2021. Back in Virginia, March of 2020, they would shut down all of school, all of athletic programs, middle school, club, high school, everything. And this forced me to stop running completely because somebody in my family had a serious health condition. And if I were to give them COVID, then it would not be good. So pretty much had to be locked down for the rest of the year. I couldn't really do anything. Sacrifice, obviously, I was willing to make, but for my running career, it was really detrimental. From this point forward, I really thought twice about continuing the sport if the sport existed after COVID. And I just, end of freshman, beginning of sophomore year, I was just thinking, man, like, there's just nothing worse than this. Like, just not being able to even try or getting the chance to pursue your dream. It was always a goal of mine to go Division 1 in a sport when I was a young kid. Always really athletic, so played so many different sports, so it didn't really matter to me. I just wanted to go D1. That was a dream, and this just sucked the life force out of me. I mean, couldn't do anything. And yeah, so COVID lasted the entire year. At this point, I took about 9 months off of running, and the next year happened, and they opened back up school to limited in-person events, and then sports was allowed, but you had to wear masks during it. Yes, you had to wear masks literally while you were racing, or running, or practice at least. I think you could take off your mask while you were racing. That would have been overkill, but essentially, I was sick and tired of living in my house the entire time and not being able to get out. So I was like, I might as well do something. I was like, I guess I'll just go back to track then. And I actually really surprised myself because it wasn't where I wanted to be at the time, but it was a lot better than I thought I was going to be. And during that outdoor season, I ran 5:12 in the mile, which was a PR, and I ran 2:19 800, and then 2:17 800, and then 60 seconds flat in an open 4. And yeah, I kind of surprised myself, but only 4 races for outdoor season, my entire sophomore season down the drain just like that. And after that meet, I really had to self-evaluate and really think about, well, what do I want to do in the future, and really think about continuing the sport. So yeah. So move on to my junior year. At this point, it's crunch time. I know that I still have this dream of mine, but if things don't go nearly perfect the next 2 years, this thing is not going to happen. And I just, day in and day out, I just told myself, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. If I stay consistent and I make an effort, I can do it. And this is the JV junior and senior race, Friday Night Lights in Kernersville, North Carolina. It's pretty big meet, but and I do pretty well in this actually. I think I come top 20 or something like that. I think you'll see me come around in just a second, but I ran 18:50 in the 5K. So it was like over a minute PR. Keep in mind that I haven't ran it in like close to 2 years, but there I am. Pretty happy about that, and I'm just trying to get it down every single race. So yeah. So in this race, it was the Great American Cross Country Festival. Another JV race, but I ended up running 18:04 in this race, so 50-second PR. And this was my first ever high school medal. Came like 22nd, and they did top 25. And yeah, I mean, I was really happy about this. And I'm just like, man, just keep this up. I'll be, I'll be where I want to be in no time. Yeah, so I was really satisfied with this. You see me come across the finish line in a second towards the right side of your screen, towards that orange cone. My other teammate, shout out Owen Guest. And yeah, so this was a great one. So this is mile stats, my junior year. This is one of the biggest cross-country races in the state of Virginia. My coach was so impressed with my result from the last race, which I dropped 50 seconds in, that he was like, hey, why don't we put you in the varsity race? And so this was my first ever varsity competition. I was really excited, but really nervous at the same time. I ended up being here again, ran like 17:56. That's Jaden Lockhart. It's one of my future teammates right there. And I really just felt like I was on the right track. After everything that happened to me, all the setbacks, I was like, man, things are starting to go my way. So I just kept cutting time. And I was really excited for the end of the season, what I could show out at the regional and regional level and potentially make it to states. And so, yeah.
To start kind of shaping up.
Okay, so
Very soon.
yes, I did end up making the state championships. I have no footage of the regional championships, but amazing race. I did well. I ran a PR of 17:20 or 17:30 something, and yeah, I was like, wow, this is just, I can't believe this is happening, because I was just doing so well, and all the things that I wanted up in the season started aligning. Unfortunately, state championships did not go well. I came like 71st state championships, and I think there's about 110 people that qualify. And yeah, not the best, but the season as a whole, I was really proud of, and just moved on from there. So coming off my probably first ever successful season, all of a sudden the team energy dynamic kind of shifted. Half the team was kind of on my side, half the team wasn't. I really don't like to pin any fingers on any people, but it just seemed like some people believed in me and some people doubted in me. I guess I was also very open about my dreams and goals to a lot of people, and some people saw it as something they could support, and some people saw it as something they wanted to take down and disprove and see me fail. But so after that cross country season, I had really bad acne, and so I had to take a medication called Accutane, and this essentially messed with the hormone levels in my body, which then produced the acne that I got on my skin. And this also messed with the way that I was able to perform. I got fatigued easier. It was really hard on my joints and my muscles, and I just really couldn't run at all. So I had to take about 3 months off completely and come back to the sport outdoor season. And this really hurt me a lot. After suffering COVID and that setback, this was another setback that I just did not want to see coming. But again, my mentality was that I was never going to give up and I was going to keep on going. So I came back to my outdoor season and I really tried to prove what I was about. This is the Mechanicsville Invitational Race mile, my junior outdoor year. The first mile I did run back was before this, and I ran 4:52. In this race I ran 4:48 high, and then the next mile race after this I ran 4:48 low. It's not where I wanted to be, but it was still a major PR, and I was still on the right track. And for my 800 time, that was where I kind of shined. Because I lost those 3 months, that's where I really needed to get in some quality speed work, and so my mileage wasn't as high. Up until now, my whole high school career, probably averaged 30 to 35 miles. Maybe at this point I moved to 35, 40 miles, but yeah, that's where it was. And I ran 2:09, then 2:07, then 2:05, and then 2:12 at this meet after the big PR, because I was dead, and then ran 2:04, and then 2:08, and then 2:04 low. And first time in my high school career I qualified individually to the regional meet, and that was such a huge step in the right direction. 2:04 obviously isn't blazing fast for high school, but it's definitely getting there when you come to championship season competitively. And I was ranked pretty high in the region going into it, but unfortunately I didn't do well at the race. I just got boxed in too much, and I came 11th to regionals. So at this point, you know, I shown what my potential was, but I wasn't exactly where I wanted to be. And it was going to be one of the most pivotal summers I would go into throughout my whole career. And I was up for the challenge, but something needed to happen. Something that I was willing to think outside the box and go outside the box to achieve. And so this was something that during this whole entire season I was just anticipating on, and I wanted to make something big out of myself and do something great with my life. So yeah, this is the time where I started to get some smaller school offers, Division III offers, and maybe some JUCO NAIA school offers, but I was really focused on just the summer.
You see the competitors on your smartphone or laptop. And happy you can join us today for the opening day of this year's VA Showcase at the Virginia Beach Sports Center. We're just a handful of blocks from the Atlantic Ocean.
So at this point in my career, I'd finish up one of the hardest training blocks I've ever done. Summer before my senior year, I try to involve as many power
And this facility is already
workouts and
that,
up-tempo stuff that my body just wasn't used to. So I was trying to just throw it at something that, would switch it up and try and figure out, well, maybe this is something I was lacking. So, and I also involved a lot of lifting in my summer routine, and I got stronger, and I believe that helped as well. But anyways, move on to the cross-country season. First race of the year, I don't do well at all. I run 17:29, which is not even a PR, and I'm really dissatisfied. I'm really just questioning, did I overtrain over the summertime? Second race of the season, same thing. 17:39, and again, a race that I should have won. I came second in, and I just didn't have anything at the end. And then the third race of the season, I broke out. I ran 16:57, broke 17 for the first time, and I was feeling confident. And then I went up to the mountains and I ran a really hard course and ran 17:04, and that was a really good race. And then I ran 16:23, and then I ran 16:16, and I was like, wow, everything's actually working. Everything that I actually did seems to be working, and I was really proud of myself. And then right before my regionals race, which is to qualify for states, I got the flu, and I was devastated. I ran regionals, ran 17:43, and I just had nothing in the tank. I raced with the flu, and I just was so sad because what could have been, I could have qualified for states and been all-state athlete. I just never had the chance. And then that leads us to this race. This is the VA Showcase Mile, and this was one of the first races of the indoor season my senior year. But this was where I really just felt like I had nothing to lose. I wanted to go for it all. And so that's what I did. I led the race in the beginning. I let them take it in the middle. And then, well, you'll see what happens in the end. But, yeah, this was a big stage. This is one of the biggest meets in Virginia. And it was really fun to just run this and see what I got. But yeah, so you'll get to see what happens.
And moving into the picture to challenge with one to go. And we have a race on our hands. That's Karsten Eckard from Adley going to make a pass and will take the lead with 150 remaining, looking very fresh. He led earlier in this 8-lap race, and he's going to wrap things up. And powering to the line, going to be under 440. Yes, he does.
Yeah, so ran a major PR, 439. So happy about this. And just really looking forward to the rest of the season.
Granby, my apologies to Henry for the mis-ID earlier.
So I have a phenomenal rest of the season. I run 4:35 in the mile, and I started 255 1K, and then I ran 246, 242, 240, 237, 237 again, and then this race. And look what happens in this race. This is the 1K state championships, 1,000 meters. And I'm going into the race feeling hot because I come second in the region, runner-up in the region, and not only did I qualify by time, but I also had the auto bid, and I'm just ready to roll and ready to prove what I have. A few college recruiters here, Division I college recruiters in the stands right now, and I would talk to a couple of them after this race as well, and just just really soaking in the moment, really appreciating the fact that after everything I've been through, I can't believe I'm here right now and I'm able to do this. I also run 109 the 500 during the season, which is a really odd race because not a lot of meets run it, but yeah, so also building quick speed work.
That thing is trying to open up some ground.
Try to save my energy to the end of this race for the kick. And everybody has the same idea. Trying to hold it, just trying to finish good. And I ended up in third place, and I am through the roof with that. Super happy. And came ninth place in the state championships overall. And really cementing myself as a good runner, if not a great runner, and one of the best in the state. So, there you go, senior year indoor season. And we move on to probably one of the best stretches of races of my life in outdoor season coming up. Spoiler warning. So after that indoor season, I finally was able to accomplish my dreams, and I committed to Virginia Commonwealth University, which was a Division I school in Richmond, Virginia, in my hometown. And I was so ecstatic. I mean, I can vividly picture the time where I posted that, and I was like, it felt like a dream. I mean, it wasn't real, or at least it didn't feel real. And I was so happy about everything that I was able to do through all the adversity, through all the challenges, all the people that doubted me. And it was just so amazing. Decided to commit there for cross-country, indoor, outdoor track, the whole thing, and mechanical engineering. And they're in the Atlantic 10 Conference. If you don't know what the school is, but it's a pretty big school. And after that, I was really happy, but I was not satisfied. I wanted more. I just thought that, wow, if I made it this far, I can definitely make it farther. And so I ended up running 4:33, then 4:26, and then 4:26 low in the mile, and then 4:29 I came third at regionals, and then I ran 4:39 at states, and it was I came 13th in that race, but it was a terrible race. It was the third race of the 3 from my state championships and outdoor season, and just super hot day. Nobody did well, but yeah, what you're watching right now is the state 2 mile. I actually never ran the 2 mile up until this outdoor season, and this was the second time I ever ran the 2 mile. Ran in a time trial in the fall of the last year, so in cross country, and I ran like 10:38 or something like that. And then halfway through the season, before regionals, my coach was like, "Hey, you want to give the 2 miles a try before you're done?" And I was like, "Sure." So go to a race, go to Invitational, and I win the Invitational by landslide. I run 9:42 in the 2 mile. And my coach was like, "Maybe you should run this to states. You just hit the time qualifier, automatic bid." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Sure, why not?" So I didn't know if I was going to get put in the fast section, and I ended up getting put in the fast section, and I was the last person in the seat, seated 14th. And yeah, going into the race, I didn't think that anything was off the table. I even thought that winning could have been a possibility no matter in the day. You never know. It's championship racing. Things can go tactical. And so I was ready to put my heart and soul into it. And that's what I did. I also want to mention that I ran a 204 and then 2 flat and then 201. And I was 6th in the region and 800. And the 800 time I wanted to be a little faster just because I knew I had the speed in me, but as I developed more as a runner, the distance races kind of took the precedent, so that's what I was more focused on. But in this race, the packs kind of got split. All 6 of those guys up front are now Division I runners, and guy in first, Garrett Stickley, runs for Florida State. Guy in second, William Pardue, runs for New Mexico. Connor Rutherford runs for Georgia. Ethan Pratt-Perez runs for Division I school in Ohio, I think. I forgot what it's called. Ty Blair runs for EKU. And then Travis Albon, my teammate, runs for George Mason. So, yes, this was extremely stacked. I thought that maybe it was a good idea to just kind of lead my own pack secondly and see how many guys would fall off and try to catch them, and that's what you kind of see later in the race, but I won't spoil too much. And you can watch the rest of the race. But yeah, I just want to take this time, I guess, to talk about each of y'all's individual successes, and want to share a message that no matter what happens to you, no matter how many times you get knocked down, and I don't want to sound like some motivational speaker. No, I want to be as personal as possible when it comes to this. And I want you to know that it's going to be okay. Even if you don't achieve what you want right now, there's always going to be a future where you can achieve what you want to. Whether that was myself choosing a different route for a little bit, 8th grade, going football, and that not working out. Whether that was COVID-19 taking basically a full year of my high school eligibility away from me, or whether that was a medication that I had to take and messed me up and knocked me out a pivotal time in my career and season, you can always bounce back. I didn't run Division I times until the last, 5 months of my high school career. So if that doesn't give you hope, I don't know what does. You just have to stay consistent and really just think about, how can I do what I need to do day by day to lead me up to my successes later down in the future. It's as simple as that. Don't overthink it. Just really, enjoy the moment, and when you enjoy the moment, you're going to do the things you want to do. And when you do the things that you want to do, the things that you need to do will fall in place. That's how I think about it. And so, yeah. I think that we're all searching for some kind of easy formula in life, whether you're watching this for track, you're just curious what this video is, you're wanting to know, the successes in life and how to get from one point to the next, school, work, relationships, home life, anything. We're all searching for that special formula, but really, it's just the hard work inside of you, and it's willing to put in the days you don't want to. I didn't think this was possible until it became possible. Going to VCU and going Division I was a dream of mine for a while, but not until I actually manifested it into reality was it something that I was like, oh, this is something I'm actually doing. And I really hope that you're going to find the same successes in your life like I did, and I hope you can take away something from this video. But the story's not over yet. I still got a little bit to go after this, but anyways, as you can tell right now, Connor Rutherford is a beast. I still talk to him to this day. Had him on a podcast a couple months ago, and he's just such a strong and powerful runner and has a crazy kick, and breaks the state record in this race, and just doing amazingly in Georgia right now. If you don't, check him out. Really cool. 9:07, look at that. From being a semi-tactical race to 9:07, I think he ran like 58, 59 last lap. I think that's insane. And you can't see me finish, but you'll see it in a second on the leaderboard. But I ended up running 63 last lap, and yeah, I went for it all, and it paid off tremendously. There you go, 9:31, and I'm just really appreciative for that season.
Thank you guys for watching part 1. If you made it this far, part 2 will be coming out soon. That'll be going over the first 2 years of my college career and the struggles and the highs of that, and being a student athlete. And so if you want to hit the like button, if you want to subscribe, if you want to show me some love, that'd be great. I just want to share my story and get out the message that anything is possible at the end of the day. So never give up. But I hope y'all have a great day, and much love, much peace, and I will see y'all in the next one.